this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Work can be a little weird. Cringy training seminars, coworkers who won't stop talking about their plant, forgetting the mute button at an inopportune moment. We have to deal with a lot on any given workday. Sometimes it can feel hard to thrive and move forward in your career. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in. LinkedIn helps you get ideas and insights from experts in your field, connect with people professionally, grow your network, and access tools designed to help you find the right fit for your next role. Whether you're just getting started, figuring out your next move, or looking to accelerate your career, LinkedIn is built to support you at every stage because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/knowstuff to learn more. Hey, and welcome to Short Stuff. I'm Josh, and there's Chuck, and there's Josh over there, and this is Short Stuff. Giddy up, Chuck.
All right. We're going to go to the late 1970s.
I love the 70s.
The Vietnam War is well over.
Yeah. Well, for America, at least.
Well, that's true. But Vietnamese and Laotian people started noticing over there that periodically there would be a sticky yellow rain when it was really sunny out coming down, and that this substance killed plants and made people sick, especially among the Hmong.
Wow.
Which is to say Hmong, which were people in Southeast Asia who fought with France against the communists since the 1950s.
Yeah, they were mountain people in North Vietnam and in Laos.
Yeah, I think they probably... oh, never mind. I was about to discuss a deleted scene in Apocalypse Now, but we don't have time for that.
Are they the ones that they dine with? They have dinner with them?
I think so. I think there were French and Hmong, but...
It would make sense because the Hmong cast their lot with the French, and then later on the Americans when the CIA showed up. Because remember, we've talked about this in multiple episodes.
Yeah.
One of the things the CIA did is they would drop behind enemy lines and say, oh, you hate the people we're fighting too? Well, let's assemble a guerrilla army. Right. And the Hmong fought with them. Well, that led to big-time trouble for the Hmong after the Americans withdrew in, I believe, 1975, because that left the Hmong holding the bag. Everyone knew that the Hmong had fought against the communists, and the communists had just become successful in the Vietnam War. And so the communists turned their ire against the Hmong people who no longer had any American backing. So as they were kind of driven from their homes and to refugee camps across the border into Thailand, they were harassed by the communist government. And from that experience, this idea that something was being sprayed on them kind of took root. This yellow rain that was thought to be some sort of biological weapon that was being deployed by the Vietnamese government. And the Americans took it quite seriously and got their hands on some samples. And in, I think, 1981, Alexander Haig, who was Secretary of State at the time, said, yep, it's some sort of biological weapon. We think it's trichothecene, which is a mycotoxin, and we think that the Soviets are supplying it in flagrant violation of anti-biological weapons conventions that have been around since 1925.
You didn't do your Alexander Haig?
That was my Alexander Haig.
Oh, okay.
It didn't come through. The whole thing was.
Oh, well, goodness. Sorry, Al.
Can you do one? Let's hear yours.
Oh, I would just have said something about the Soviet Union like that.
That's Henry Kissinger.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Alexander Haig didn't talk anything like that. I was totally thinking Kissinger. And it's funny, as soon as you said that, I got a mental picture that went from Kissinger to Haig. Yeah. Because I totally remember Al Haig now.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. But maybe
that was...
he liked to impersonate Kissinger. Everyone knows that.
I'll bet. Yeah, behind his back, and it wasn't very flattering.
All right, so, and we're going to leave that in there even though it's short stuff. I don't care.
That was a classic SYSK moment, my friend.
So,
thank you for that.
First of all, we should point out that this idea that it would be something like that after we had dropped Agent Orange all over the place for 10 years, you can't blame them for thinking something like that is going on. Mm-hmm. However, something kind of smelled hinky in the nose of one Matt Messelson, who was a biologist at Harvard University. And he said, this doesn't really make sense to me. So a couple of years later, in 1983, he got some samples. And he said, you know what's in here? It's really weird. He said, there is a lot of hollowed out pollen that's indigenous to this area. And this would mean that the Soviet Union is taking pollen, hollowing it out, filling it with poison, and bringing it back and dropping it down on sunny days like it's rain.
Right.
It's a very bad idea. It's very outlandish. It's not a very effective dispersal method. And the concentration of mycotoxins in there anyway was not really any different than samples of leaves and plants anywhere else in Southeast Asia.
Right. Like his position was like, yes, these people are being harassed, but I don't think this yellow rain is actually a biological weapon being supplied by the USSR, that there's something else going on. It's like you said, it's just too outlandish what the process would require for this to be what it was. So he was a biologist, like you said, and he knew enough to know that bees, specifically giant Asian honeybees that lived in the area, actually will eat pollen, but they don't eat the outer shell of the pollen. They eat the protein inside the pollen. So when they poop out regular pollen, or they poop out hollowed out pollen. Okay?
Yes.
So he said, I think this might just be a case of honeybee poop. I think that's what everybody's freaked out about, is it's just honeybee poop. But people were saying, okay, yeah, that's true biologically, but what you're talking about, for something that looks like yellow rain to be produced would require a mind-boggling number of bees to all poop at once in the same area. So explain that, Mr. Messelson, Mr. Harvard-trained biologist. You can't, can you?
And he said, I will, right after this message break.
Spectrum Business keeps businesses of all sizes connected seamlessly with fast, reliable internet, advanced Wi-Fi, phone, TV, and mobile services.
That's right. And Spectrum Business offers 100% U.S.-based customer support 24/7 to help you stay up and running. And they offer tailored connectivity solutions with packages built for your business budget.
Yeah, so it's no wonder millions of business owners rely on Spectrum Business to keep them connected. Visit spectrum.com/business to learn more. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
On eBay, every find has a story. Like if you're looking for a vintage band tee, not just a tee, the band tee from the last show your favorite band ever played. You wore it everywhere. Then your girlfriend started wearing it, which was cute, until she dumped you and took it with her, which was not so cute.
Yeah, well, anyway, now you're on eBay. And there it is. Same tee from the same tour. Still living in your memory, rent-free forever.
See, the things you love have a way of finding their way back to you. But eBay isn't just for getting whatever your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend stole back, right?
No, it's also for that rare championship foul ball you caught, then heroically gave to the kid next to you. And where else are you going to find your first car? The one you wish you'd never sold. But now, finally get the chance to take it back home. For good this time.
So shop eBay for millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love. All right, so Messelson takes a message break.
Right.
Everyone's like, what's that?
Right.
And he said, I just had to use a bathroom. And they went, oh, well, that's normal enough.
But we don't call it message breaks.
So there was, well, he used scare quotes, so.
Oh, gotcha.
So he said there's some other inconsistencies here, too, because you interviewed a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people that said that there were no planes around when this stuff was raining down, which is a problem.
Yeah, because, I mean, that's how you disperse biological weapons typically, is from a plane. So where's this, where's the plane? How is this stuff happening if there's no plane?
And he also said that, all these health problems that are going on, he said it's really probably just people with dysentery and nutritional deficiencies. And, it seems like you're asking very leading questions to me. This whole thing really stinks at this point to Messelson.
Well, also, Chuck, there's one other thing. So I went back and I was reading some, like a article in Science from the time, and they were saying like there is indeed some sort of mycotoxic poison that is hurting people. And so that was a big reason why this is still yet resolved, because there was mycotoxic poisoning. Messelson's position was, well, these people are living in refugee camps. It's not like they're eating top-of-the-line food. I'm sure some of them are eating moldy food and are suffering ill effects from it. So that would explain this appearance of mycotoxic poisoning. And in that guy's defense, that trichothecene is supposedly was discovered in the USSR from people eating moldy food. That's how it was first found.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So a few years later, 1989, I'm about to graduate high school, and Messelson teams up with some Canadian biologists to figure this whole thing out, because the whole idea of like why, you know how many bees it would take to poop down yellow rain on everyone?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they said, well, we're going to find out just how many bees it would take. They realized that it was falling on hot, sunny days, which is the first big clue. And they measured the body mass of these bees before they left their hives, then after they came back to the hives. And they found out that while they were gone, they lost 20% of their body weight on the return flight.
That is a big old poop.
That's a big old poop. So they would leave together in these big giant swarms, thousands of them. They would poop. They would come back to care for their little larvae. And they said this is also happening most frequently on really hot, sunny days. So we think we've kind of figured this thing out.
Right. What they figured out was that Asian honeybees, the larvae, as they're developing, if they overheat, they will deform, basically. They will develop incorrectly, I guess. And so to keep the temperature in the hive lower, especially on hot, sunny days, the bees in the hive will fly out and excrete waste all at once, basically, or in one trip. And then when they come back, since they've lost 20% of their body weight, the temperature inside the hive is that much lower because their weight is not producing that much more waste heat. So they actually figured out that that's what bees will do, at least Asian honeybees, to keep to regulate the temperature in the hive so that the larva can develop normally. And they said, we think we just solved the mystery of yellow rain.
That's right. More research in later years pretty much confirmed this, and everyone is basically on board except for the fact that Kissinger and Alexander Haig never came back and retracted their statements. So officially, we, I don't know if that stuff matters or not, but officially we have never retracted that statement as a nation, that it was not the Soviet Union. I just got finished watching Chernobyl, so
I got to see it.
I'm like at a fever point of like the truth and toxins, because the Soviet Union still says, Russia still says 31 people died.
How many people did die?
Oh, they don't know. Anywhere between 4,000 and 90,000 is what it said, depending on how you count, cancer 20 years later and stuff like that.
Should we I was talking to a friend, Blair, who is a friend of both of ours, a photographer, and he was like, you got to do one on Chernobyl. And I'm like, everybody knows about it now. Should we do one?
Maybe.
Okay, because I'd love to. It's a fascinating topic, but if everybody already knows about it, it's like, what's the point?
It was a heck of a show, I'll say that.
All right. Well, I'll at least watch that.
All right. So to finish up here, though, the Hmong, for their part, things haven't gotten a lot better. They continue to suffer to this day. Very small amount of them made it over to the United States. Some people returned to Laos. Some people returned to Vietnam. Like we said at the beginning, a lot of them were going to Thailand as refugees. Mm-hmm. But in 2009, the Thai government shut that down and sent away thousands and thousands of the Hmong. And it's really just sort of a sad situation. But as this article points out, the one silver lining is that, like, this whole thing, anytime there's a new theory about what happened or anytime it makes the news, the Hmong also make the news. Right,
which I think is really worth pointing out for sure. And this one of the articles we used for this was called "The Mystery of Yellow Rain." It was written by Jacob Roberts for Distillations, which is a blog of the Science History Institute.
Good stuff, sir.
Very good stuff. All right, well, that's it for Short Stuff. See you later.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio's How Stuff Works. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.